back to the show. Okay, listen, I got a good shoe game. I got a good sock game. I've got a good suit game. I'm just not certain I have a good frame game, and I'm going to find out in just a moment. Joining me here on the show to talk about glasses and frames and the fashion behind them, I'm joined by Wendy Buchanan, eyewear image expert at Perceptions Eyewear. Welcome.
Great
to have you here,
Derick.
Wendy. And Brenda Hollingsworth, welcome back.
Thank you.
Our glasses model
Yes.
on the show today, because we wanted to show both men's and women's. Let's start off, first of all, talking about, you wanted to share 3 tips on fit. And I don't think a lot of people take time to make sure they have a good fit.
Yeah, so let's show it with one frame on you.
Okay. Okay.
And what we're looking for is the eyes. First, we want the eye center because that's our connection to everybody.
Right.
We make that, and then they look at your shoes, your collection of shoes.
Exactly.
So we want to make sure the glasses are in harmony. And then we want the top of the frame to follow the same line as your brow or curve.
Okay.
And then we want some highlight here, whether it's to highlight your cheekbones or to draw the eye up and out so that it's balanced nicely with your jawline.
So these would be good for my face,
And
basically.
they're good for your style, too. It gives
And
you a
this-
little
yeah.
bit of color, works with your jackets, works with your shirts.
I love it. And you know, a lot of people, you and I were talking about this before the show, people are afraid of color. And I don't understand why, because you look at Brenda's going, yes. Because Brenda, you get stopped, like you have a good frame game.
Oh, yeah.
You get stopped on the street,
I
right?
do, yeah, definitely. So these are some glasses that I stole out of the cart today. These are not mine, but we have mine, and you'll see they're intense.
Yeah.
And wearing black and white works great, but then there's a whole range of colors that Brenda has in her wardrobe, so we can start to add in those colors, and as long as they're in the same color palette, it's going to harmonize
Right.
with everything she wears.
You own 45 pairs of glasses,
I
is that
do.
right?
And some days I still don't have the right glasses for the right pair of shoes.
I don't know how that's possible. Let's talk trends. What are we seeing when it comes to, let's start with Brenda, an eyewear for women. What are we seeing as far as trends go?
Well, and this is a great example. This is brand new for the spring. A lot of scalloped, a lot of detailing in the eyewear.
I love those.
That's one big trend. The other is cat eye. Remakes on the cat eye, whether it's an extreme vintage or we could do something more subtle. Brenda's not subtle, so it also has to match your personality.
It's true, Brenda.
And this is the strength, which when we look at all of these colors, it's all in the same palette, so it will work. It won't be matchy-matchy, but it'll be in harmony.
Right.
And then, so if we stick with the color theme, reds and oranges are really big for
are
color
those
right
wooden
now.
frames, the
These
ones I
are
had as
wooden.
well?
Yeah, they're both wooden. So customized. We're seeing a
crazy.
lot of really different material in frames now, not just your traditional metal and plastics.
Right.
They're bringing in a lot of cool
amazing.
recycled cotton, woods.
Really?
Yeah,
Recycled
beautiful.
cotton. Okay.
And so there's orange. That's something that's a little more risque, but that's her fun weekend pair. So when you
Right.
do change your shoes, it really means the eyeglasses need to change too. It's a different
What's like
vibe.
a don't? Like when it comes to, trying to match your eyeglasses and what you're wearing, are there don'ts that you always tell people?
I would say don't get into a trend because it's a trend.
Okay.
Because people say, oh, this is trendy, buy this season. Well, if it's not your style and we put it on, now for Brenda, if we put on something that, it's going to be hard to make Brenda look bad, but
But we're going to try.
Possible.
We're going to try.
But if we go too artsy, too busy, it's distracting, it's more
Right.
artistic, it takes away from her professional vibe. And she's more daring, dramatic than she is artsy.
Gotcha.
So we want it to be in sync with your persona and who you are, so that when you put it on, just like some of your nice jackets, you
let's try
embrace
these.
that.
See, I wouldn't have, like, if I was looking, I wouldn't have chosen these. And then when you put them on me, I'm like, oh no, those are cool. Is that why it's great to sit down with somebody like yourself?
Yeah, we're looking at, like, my styling system is looking at your facial features, your personal coloring, and then what's that clothing style? And that's what I call my spec style. And it's all encompassing. It's how you talk, how you walk, how you dress, plays into the trend that we're going to put on you that's going to be a wow.
Right.
And this is a trend, it's a little bit thicker, heavier, not as chunky as some of the plastics, a nice, thick, rich titanium, so it levels up your dress too.
Brenda, how's your frame game? Like, how many pairs of glasses do you own, would you say?
Well, I own 9, but
Okay,
now, as of today, unfortunately, it looks like it's going to go to 10.
You're buying as you model, I see.
Yeah, that's right.
Here's the red trend
Look
on
at
both
this.
of you.
Yeah.
Yours a little more understated, but a little bit fashion forward, not a traditional round. It's got some nice angled cuts, a nice
Right.
mix of metal and plastic, so that levels it up when you're wearing a nice jacket and a shirt. And then this is Brenda's conservative pair. This
That's
is
your
her
conservative pair.
most
Okay.
subtle
All
pair,
right.
which is still playing to dramatic. And if we could look into sunglasses, one of the trends
yeah.
for
Wanna
men
try
is
these.
that vintage throwback to
Like,
the
has this
aviator.
ever gone out of style?
Exactly.
Honestly,
they
right?
just do twists with material, and here you've got carbon fiber, tortoiseshell, and then a dark teal blue. So a nice color combination. Brenda's
Brenda, what do you get? Oh, look at this.
extreme
I
black,
like this.
dramatic, vintage.
That is Brenda,
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
You were
Two
walking out with
different
those
looks.
too, I
Oh,
think.
these are mine.
Oh, are those
Yeah.
yours? Oh,
These are mine.
See,
Yeah.
I knew right away.
Yeah.
I knew right away they would.
So you
they
start to
suited
see
you.
the different vibes when we change the glasses. It changes your look.
Yeah.
How you embrace it.
It changes kind of how
your
you feel too,
confidence.
It does.
right?
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
It
Like
does.
sunglasses, immediately you're like, oh, I probably look cool.
Yeah.
You take
Right,
on a
right on.
persona.
Yeah,
Don't you?
yeah.
Yeah. And this is very Vogue. She could be on the cover of Vogue with this.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
all
You
I
could be
needed.
on the golf course with this.
I'm not very good at golf, but as long as my dad would say, as long as you look good, you can fool people that you might be decent at golf, right? Do you work with a particular brand, or do you work with a number of different brands across the board?
Yeah, and all independent boutique designers from all over the world. So
Really?
Canadian designers, European designers, and these are boutique designers that are working with beautiful materials and bringing a lot of color into optical, which is
I
nice.
feel like we should just go for a walk down Wellington Street or Richmond Road right now and just look cool. What do you say?
We can do that.
All right, let's
We can
do
do
it.
that.
Thank you so much, Wendy. Thank you,
Thanks,
Brenda.
Derick.
We'll be back with more right after this. Don't go anywhere.